Chapter 6. Norman kept trying for days. Michael complained, "I'm sick of you meowing at that plant. It's not a cat." "It's my pet," said Norman. "Then why don't you put a flea collar on it and call it Spot?" "I'm naming it Fluffy," he replied. Norman was driving Michael batty. He said good morning and good night to his plant. He called out, "Hi, Fluffy," when he came in, and "Goodbye, Fluffy," when he went out. Fluffy just stood there. Norman patted his leaves. He even rented a comic book. When he got home from school, Mom asked, "How did things go today?" "Fine," said Norman. "Tell me about it," she said. But Norman was already running off to tell Fluffy. He also sang to his plant. His favorite was Camptown races. He especially liked the doo-dah, doo-dah, and oh-da-doo-dah-day parts, which he sang at the top of his lungs. "Keep your noise on your side of the room," snarled Michael. "I can't do that," said Norman, smiling. "You can if you shut up completely." Quiet lasted only a few minutes. Then Norman started howling again. "Doo-dah, doo-dah!" Michael threw a pillow at him and missed. When Jason came over one day after school, he was amazed at how much the plants had grown. "Want a tray for the big one?" he asked Michael. "I just went to a garage sale and got a lot of good stuff to swap. I'll make you a good deal for it." "Thanks, but no," replied Michael. "I want to keep it." Jason looked over both plants carefully. "These are so weird. They're great. Did you use some special kind of plant food to get them to grow this big, or what?" Well, just the kind of stuff everybody has around the house, I guess," said Michael. He wanted to change the subject. "But Norman does something different with his plant," he added. "He sings to it." "Mine loves music," said Norman, bounding in from the hallway where he had obviously been eavesdropping. "I'll show you." He began howling Camptown races. "Good, Norman," said Jason. To Michael he added, "Let's go outside for a while." Even though he had lost his audience, Norman howled happily on. Fluffy seemed to be enjoying the concert. Jason asked Michael if he could come over to his house when his mother picked him up and spend the night. Mom told Michael, "Absolutely not." "But why?" "If you go to Jason's to spend the night, then we'll have to return the invitation and have him spend the night here." "Great," said Michael. "You always said I could have a friend sleep over someday if I ever got my room cleaned up." Mom yanked him into the kitchen, closed the door, and lowered her voice to a whisper. "We can't have anyone stay overnight here while those plants are eating you-know-what." "But," Michael started to protest. "We'll have to continue this argument later," said Mom. "Norman's singing has given me a headache." Michael gave up for the moment, but he was certain he could figure out some way to make sure Jason could not possibly see the plants eating socks in the middle of the night. Everything was going fine with the plants, but Mom was having a problem buying socks. At the Save-A-Lot discount store, she tried to go to a different checkout clerk each time, but they all noticed she was buying an awful lot of socks. "You're our best socks customer," one remarked. "What are your kids doing with all these socks?" joked another. "They must be eating them." Dad suggested she go to different stores. "But Save-A-Lot has the very cheapest socks," she explained. "The next time I'll go," he said. The third time he went, a clerk asked, "Are you by any chance married to a dark-haired lady who buys a lot of socks?" We all wondered about her because we haven't seen her lately. "She's fine," said Dad. "We take turns shopping." "Your family sure does use a lot of socks," said the clerk. "Your kids must have more than 2 feet apiece." When Dad got home, he told Michael it was his turn next time. Michael didn't argue. He didn't want to give his parents any excuse to change their minds about the plants. So next time Michael went in with him while Mom waited in the car. The checkout clerk looked at the pile of socks and then at Michael. "You look a lot like a man who buys a lot of socks here. Are you by any chance related?" Back of the car, Michael complained. I'm not ever going in there again. She wanted to know what we're doing with so many socks. What did you tell her? I said our washing machine is broken, so when our socks get dirty, we have to throw them away. Mom groaned. But that was all I could think of to say in a hurry. Great, said Mom. Now I'll never be able to show my face in there again. You can borrow my gorilla head, he offered. Next time, said Mom, it's Norman's turn. For the next socks shopping trip, Norman wanted to wear a disguise. He put on his fishing hat and Dad's sunglasses. He also wanted to wear a stick-on mustache from his detective kit, but Mom took it away from him. They all went in the car for him. Norman was gone a long time. I'm getting worried, said Mom. It doesn't take that long to buy socks. Maybe one of us better go in after him, said Dad. Not me, said Michael. Maybe with that disguise, he got arrested for impersonating a person. Just then, Norman bounded out with a big package. What took you so long? Asked Dad. I was picking out some colors of socks, and it was hard to see with sunglasses on. I had to keep peeking out from under them when nobody was looking. White colors? Asked Michael. Our plants only eat white ones. I think Fluffy is getting tired of white all the time. Mom looked in the bag. Why brown? She said. Like chocolate, said Norman. And these pink ones are strawberry? Yeah, Norman chuckled delightedly. She pulled out some white socks with brown stripes. Fudge ripple, exclaimed Norman. The plants had grown so much that they had to be moved into bigger pots. These were hard to turn every few days, so the leaves would get sun evenly on all sides. As Norman was pushing with all his might, he told Fluffy, I wish you had wheels. That gave Michael an idea. He dug through his boxes of junk to find his old skateboard. He had given up skateboarding after a few tries because he kept falling off. When he put the plant on the skateboard, it kept tipping over. So he traded with Jason for another old board and glued the two sides together. He also wrapped a lot of heavy wire around the boards and the pot to hold everything together solidly. The stuck-together skateboards made his plant easy to wheel around. Norman nagged and whined until Mom agreed to get a couple of skateboards for him at garage sales. Michael agreed to help glue and wire them together if Norman would stop bothering him. No singing and talking to Fluffy while I'm in the room for 2 weeks, he demanded. Deal, agreed Norman. So he only talked and sang when Michael was not there. When Michael was in the room, Norman hummed Camptown Races loudly instead. I didn't promise not to hum, he said, with a happy smirk.